My name is Elena Luganovski, and I'm a scientist. Well, I'm a bench scientist, so I do a lot of experiments at the bench. And also, before, not right now, I was doing a lot of in vivo experiments as well. So I was working with animals. Injections, surgeries, all kind of stuff. Well, in biotech science, we have to do a lot of planning. So, well, it's a lot. It's biggest part probably of the job to do planning and plan what experiment is gonna look like, what's concentration of reagents we have to use, and all that stuff. Then we do the experiment. So either it's in vivo or in vitro. If it's in vivo, we go into an animal facility, and work with the animals, then collect the samples from the animals. Or if it's in vitro, so we're doing it at the bench, we're doing here in the lab. So, and then we analyze the data, go over the data, usually write reports, presentations, so present it to our bosses, to big people here, and well, that's I guess the usual day. Okay, career path. Well, I probably start with scientific education because I have more education than that. But when I got here to United States, it was almost 9 years ago. I went to Rutgers right away. And as you know, probably a lot of science people, I did pre-med because I want to go to medical school. However, I did some work in the lab and, I met some people, so I decided not to go to medical school. I wanted to make money right away, so I went to Roche. It's a big biotech company, Roche Molecular Diagnostics. They're located in New Jersey as well. So I worked there for a little bit, and then I realized that probably I'll need a little bit more education that I have. Bachelor wasn't enough. And I went to do my master's. I went to Columbia University. I did my master's in biotechnology with concentration in cancer immunotherapy. And right after graduation, I was very lucky I got this job. It was more than 3 years ago. Yes, and I've been since that time I've been here. It was good. I think it is. Most of the people at my level, they have a master's degree in science. Some of them don't. But some people with PhDs, they probably will be at the high level. For example, they will start, in a company like this, they will start at sciences level where I am now. But I had to work, over 3 years to be there, but they will start at that level. But I think it's typical, yes. Most of the people have masters, and yeah. In science, I guess you can say when I realized that I need more education, that was probably my aha moment in my career, because I realized, yes, I can just be at the same level for much longer, so I have to go back to school, and I went back to school and did my master's. It's a lot of routine work. Even if experiment works, which probably it's only 10% of what we do, we have positive data out of it. But even if we get positive data, we still have to repeat it over and over and over again to confirm. But it's good. I mean, probably any job is like that. Any job you have to go through some kind of routine before you have something really interesting, and something happens what is really exciting. When the experiment or some kind of study gets set up, you have this big picture. That's probably what at the end will be published or what people will find out about, right? But to get there, you have to do many, many little experiments. And sometimes, one experiment has to be repeated 10, 15 times because some little teeny tiny detail, maybe some reagent is not working properly, or you just pipetting and you make error in the dilution. That's it, the whole experiment's out, or something like that. So basically, to get there to that big picture, to finish your experiment, you probably have to do well. PhD people, when they finish their PhD, they work on the same research. They spend 6 years to do one research, right? So probably takes thousands of experiments, and some of them the same experiments, Yeah. favorite part of my job when I do the experiment and I have a positive data. It doesn't happen a lot. Most of the time it doesn't happen, but when it happens, it's great. And I was lucky because maybe half a year ago we done series of experiments, and the data was great, and it changed how our product is viewed, how it works, the mechanism of action of our product. It was a lot of changes in the companies because of that, but yeah, it was good. So when we got positive data, I feel really good. Well, I work a lot of bench experiments. So you probably heard maybe this expression like scientist has to have very good hands. I can tell you completely honestly, I don't have good hands. I'm very sloppy, but I think it's very important. Logical thinking. Logic is very important because, you'll get there. You just need practice. You need practice with pipetting. You need practice with dilutions, and you can get there. But you have to assess logically every little thing that you have. If your data is not coming out right, you have to think why. If it's come out good, you have to think why. It's always and plan ahead and then think afterwards after your experiment is finished, and just so you always have to be switched on when you're doing something and think logically about what you're doing and why you have the results that you have. So it's probably a little bit difficult when early in college or in high school, but if you're really interested in science, not in business, per se of biotech, but in science, try to go to PhD right away. Right after college or in school, after high school, try to, just already think about it, plan that after 4 years of college, you go straight to PhD. Don't make that break, I would say. Because if you make this break, if you go to work in a company, then it will be very difficult to go back to school. But however, if you're interested more in the business side of biotech or of science, it's good to have PhD as well. But what I notice, a lot of people with PhDs, after they work for a little bit in the science, they realize they need additional degree, or they need go into a little bit different direction with the education that they have, so they go to business school or law school or something like that. So if you have an idea what do you really want to do, you want to be scientist, you're interested in a science side of biotech, then go for PhD right away. If not, maybe not waste those 6 years, but think about it a little bit more, whether you want to invest 6 years of your life into doing PhD, or you want to go right away, you want to go to do business degree or something else,